Wow, 31, my brain is still off. 31 minutes to record, and there's no plan for what this p-log is for. Welcome to today's p-log. Yes, P is for pimp. Joking. Although, maybe I could call myself that if I knew that it was not that bad of a thing. Maybe it's really bad, but definitely been pimping myself out to many things lately. Been working at a place called Valley Mansion. You cannot see it on my uniform because it's not part of the uniform that we have to purchase. I am wearing party clothes though. Yeah. But that's not the main idea of this p-log. This p-log is just to catch up about everything that's been happening in the last week or whatever it is. I know that there's some stuff that I wanted to redo from previous p-logs, but haven't been able to have the time to do it. Honestly, they all will make sense either later, or they'll just be thrown out and it's yeah, today's the end of a really hectic week. Today was a day though that I really lacked a lot of confidence, and I'm just sharing this not to make this a whole thing, but being confident in yourself and doing things at your own risk. Be aware that there will be consequences before you do that. That's one thing. But yeah, putting yourself out there, that's definitely what I had to do today to not only get the extra money I got today and see an amazing, although I missed the actual amazing part, I missed the reading of the Torah, but I got to see a bar mitzvah, I got to serve at that, and those were basically what I was hoping to get out of going to work today, the money and witnessing a bar mitzvah. But what I got to see that I think was the cherry on top, not even the cherry, but more than I was hoping for, was working with a manager, and his name is Franklin. And I mention his name because I do think that if I was to ever do something, I would want him to be behind it when it comes to like catering. He is very detailed, and not only that, but he sees the value in how he is explaining something. He's very detail oriented, but futuristic, which comes with, I think they go hand in hand, but it was very cool to see that in a manager, whereas there were a few managers that I will leave nameless, not a few, really just one, who really stood out to me in that way, where he may be working, but he sounded just as bad as the rest of the employees that we have to work with when it comes to attitude, when it comes to motivation. So yeah, that's what I mean. In other news though, I wanted to talk about, you can't see how I'm putting this on my knee, but you know, I'm really looking #classy right now. And in fact, I'm gonna take off. I've set this up, by the way, on I set this up on one of those porch pots. I won't be wearing uniform for about 3 days, so I'm not worried about this getting dirty. In fact, I think I'm gonna take this in. It's not that dirty, but it's all about details. Additionally, working here, I can see how standing out can bring a huge difference to those who don't know a way of working and a way of being. Of course, it did come with the negativity that I do face here, but it also brought some comfort to those who were used to that negativity. I've also gotten to meet diverse people. I will add, because of standing out, there will be people who are attracted. Hopefully, you know, they can have the wisdom. I'm speaking as if this person doesn't have a name. I'm gonna leave him nameless, but yeah, people are attracted to things that are positive, and but it's a matter of knowing God and wanting to do more with their life, and that's something that God has to reveal to them. But yeah, there's that. I want to talk about yesterday. Yesterday I did work a Greek wedding, and it was very amazing. My favorite part of the whole thing was being able to work the cousins table, because that's a table I've always wanted to work. In a sense that I wasn't even thinking of catering. There was a time when I was daydreaming about my wedding with someone, and yeah, I was wanting to have my cousins or my bridal party be the servers, and I don't know where that idea came from. I kind of forgot, but it was because of the way the person that I want to marry, the person I wanted to marry at the time. I don't know if it's the future. I can't speak on that, but the way he was picking up dishes, he put it on his skateboard, and that was just too classy. So yeah, I've always thought, yeah, I want people to serve, and it was really for like funny reasons. It wasn't because I really appreciated serving at the time. I just liked the way he volunteered to pick up my plates, and he put it on the best thing that he could use, and it was his skateboard. So I think for sure it's a point of inspiration. But I definitely like the idea of serving cousins and serving people you can relate to, not just people who are so disconnected. That was a thing. As I was working every party, I noticed that there's a lot of disconnect between the guests and the people managing the party. At some point, some managers would feel like it's their party and no one can touch it, that kind of thing. And it's like, it's my party. I remember hearing that. From one manager, and that's why I say once again, it's not the same manager that I was talking about who talks a certain way, but it's like everyone has their own thing. And the Franklin, the one I worked with today, not only does he have a detailed mind and is keen on how things are done, but he is keen on how he treats the guests, and that really reflects his care towards the people. I'm gonna adjust this because I'm tired of looking like a potato. Let me see if this does any better. This looks kind of better. I like this angle. Makes me feel like a talk show host. But yeah, so anyways, working all these parties, and let me just mention this real quick. After yesterday's wedding, I was like, okay, if people are serving at my wedding, not only are they serving, but they will be serving the opposite family, the family that they don't know, so that they have to have conversation and everything, especially if they haven't gotten to meet them yet. So that's key. That's number one. Anyways, when it comes to parties, because there's so much disconnect, and that's been a theme lately, by the way, noticing a lot of disconnect, which I think was the last p+log I uploaded, but there would be disconnect, right, in the world, with people, with themselves, with the land, with God. So with all things, people are just disconnected, and it comes first by being disconnected from God and not seeking to connect again. So then there's also disconnect from job, people who are working behind the scenes, not behind the scenes, but like behind the scenes, and the more labor level, they are so disconnected from the purpose of them being there. Their only motivation is the money. So anything that they're doing is just constantly, oh, I can't believe I have to do this shit. I can't believe I have to do this shit. And all this stuff. And oh, that guy probably heard me. But they would say stuff like, I can't believe I have to do this. Fuck 'em. Like all these things that are so mean. And it's like, do y'all know why you're here? And I know they're here for the money, but I wish they knew why this business existed for them to even have a job to get money. And it's that disconnect once again. An example I brought to Maya was, because it wasn't Maya, it was Gloria. We were picking up all the dessert that was left over. And she was like, wow, so much waste. And I was like, yeah, there's a lot of waste because there's disconnect between the people who prepare the food and the people who serve the food, and then the people who eat the food and the people who have to take care of the trash. There's disconnect at almost every point that at the end of the day, a lot of bad things happen. Not bad, but just not good, and not good could be as simple as making food that isn't, perfect temperature, It's like little things, okay? So I gave this example that because people aren't really connected to what they're doing. So in the Bible, right, we have Jesus. He was at a party, at his cousin's party or something, his wedding, and the very same people who were attending and enjoying were the very same people who were serving. So Jesus had to make wine. And I mean, I'm being really shallow with this example, but the point is our cultures become so disconnected. Like the fact that a manager at Valley Mansion could say, I want to take y'all to be a better person even after this, even after you leave hospitality. Even though I believe in it, I want you to be better even after that, is remarkable, because many people are just very into their own thing, and they don't see the value of anybody else except for how they're helping them. And it's sad, but once again, it's very rare. It's very rare to find people who can connect dots in the world, and it's because we don't have a lot of connection once again. Anyways, after seeing how yesterday's party was, and many parties, there was a 50th birthday, also very fun. The people were so drunk they started throwing glass on the floor. I get that they're having fun, but yeah, they're crazy. Anyways, after seeing how these parties can be so extravagant and beautiful, yes, but just so expensive, and even the people, they can be rude to the servers, which I understand once again comes from disconnect. I don't think I would want to have any events done by people who aren't family, people who aren't friends, people who don't know me. I wouldn't want that. I would want to have someone who can, who knows the heart of everything and can value that and can carry that to whoever they are working with. I'm using myself as an example because I really was a rare case at Valley Mansion when it comes to enthusiasm and energy and willingness to work. I am also a very rare case when it comes to picking up what is being given, with being detail oriented and really taking that to heart. So as much as there are rare managers, there are rare employees, and both are very important because one is the planner, one is the executioner, and if either one fails, the whole thing fails, So, yeah, when it comes to future events, I would hope to look forward to someone like Franklin to work with me in those things. What else? Yeah, I'm very tired. I only got 3 hours of sleep between the 6 to 4 a.m. shift to this now 10:30 to 6. And I say 6, but we clocked out at 5:40. Today's time and a half, which is great. I'm not going to be spending a lot of money anymore. Can't afford that. Trying to think what else. Learning about a lot of different people, although they're really just kind of like repeats, because it's like the same spirit is really what it is. There are similar spirits that show up again and again. Oh yeah, I do want to sing a song at some point for this through this YouTube channel. I've seen the time. And it'll be dedicated to this family. Not to really the family, but really to the people who I wish could change the most for the sake of those who will follow them. So here's the song. Holding on your rope got me 10 feet off the ground. Yeah. I'm hearing what you say, but I just can't make a sound. Yeah. You tell me that you need me, then you go and cut me down. But wait, tell me that you're sorry, didn't think I'd turn around and say that it's too late to apologize. It's too late. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. I'll take another fall, take a shot for you. Yeah. I need you like a heart needs a beat. That's nothing new. Yeah, yeah. I love you with a fire red, and now it's turning blue. Something, something, something heaven made me think was you. But I'm afraid it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Too late to apologize. It's too late. Whoa, 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 no, no. That's all I'm gonna sing right now, but I'm singing that because as much as I am still here, and as I've not said many times, because many times I dismiss it as that it is usual and it is something so reoccurring that it's not worth really talking about, is a lot of the shortcomings that come from being in a system where there's no God, really, and there's a lot of damage that happens that could be prevented, and a lot of the damage that has occurred can't be reversed, and when it is reversed, it's a lot of effort on the person who was suffering the part. So it's really sad, and at some point there will be a realization, and whether or not they will acknowledge that, the damage will be done. Being sorry isn't gonna change what has happened. The people who will have to live with those ramifications will still have to live with it and work it out. It's something hard that I had to accept, because having to be with people that you truly love and they don't see what you're seeing. It's sad and it's tough, but that's life. That's why God just wants us to be humble, because if you can be humble, things can be prevented. There was something else I wanted to say. Don't really know. I guess it was about the family, but that's pretty much it. I've been talking with my dad, not so much, but whenever we do, it would be about education and the future, and we're really moving forward in the right direction. I have to actually let him know that I've been at work. I guess just a fun tidbit. No, it's not that interesting, but anyways, a fun tidbit is I'll be working on some stories, and I've kind of figured out my film style, how I would like to do things, and that would be by using classic art, classic literature, and revamp the story to show the idea of to show the reason why we really need God. The idea of connecting and everything, and how people are more into themselves than everything. So that's my goal with my stuff. And that's what I'll be doing. I can't think of anything else to talk about right now. I mean, an idea I have, once again, just saying stuff until the time runs out, I guess. Although I shouldn't do that to you guys. But now's the time. Honestly, at this point, it will be fun facts. But, I have an idea that maybe I go to Texas with a new phone, and at the same time, I don't use that phone. That I get a new number, and I only let a few people know that I have a new number, and that will be when I start my new way of communicating with people, which is by writing letters, because I don't think I want to keep the whole thing up, except for obviously jobs and school and immediate family. But I'm definitely trying to disconnect from certain things that have been unhealthy for me. Not unhealthy, but just really heavy stuff that I don't want to carry with me to work and to school. I don't know what else to talk about right now. If I forget anything, I'll make a p+log about it. If I don't make a p+log about it, it's not that big of a deal. It'll show up again in life. Everything's connected. All truth is good. It just shows up in different ways. Which reminds me, I remember I had to tell my cousin this. Because after I told her about my energy at work, she came, with that energy, but it was so excessive and it was like sort of misplaced. I had to tell her, Maya, you can be positive in more than one way. It's not just in how you are life. It's in how you really care about your work and how you relate to people when you're doing stuff. So being positive isn't always about being so smiley. Although I know she's a smiley person, but I felt like she was going overboard with that one. I don't know, maybe she just had a lot of energy from being off yesterday. Anyways. Okay, and I'm going to mention this because this might be the reason why my new film style is the way it is. I've been listening to Machiavellian Bach, which is a song on Portal 2 official soundtrack. It is actually an electronic re-instrumentation version of Little Prelude by Bach in C or something like that, and the story is so amazing by the instrumentation, by the understanding that electronic versus acoustic has to do with, digital and everything being obviously electronic versus human. And it starts off very human with harpsichord. Anyways, I really appreciate everything, especially that song, and I think it's what got me started with my whole film idea. I'm rambling right now, and I'm sorry. I don't like that I don't post a lot and that I don't record a lot. But at the same time, too many things. Okay, I'll be doing interior designing for my apartments. That's another thing. Yeah, so I'm done. I'm done talking. I'm not going to keep wasting time. Thanks for watching today's p+log. I hope you learned something. Thank you. Bye.